we're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave.
He seems so old, man. He looks so old. So Thomas Massie says it seems obvious from the video that this administration worked with big U.S. oil companies before the attack to line up billions of dollars in capital for developing Venezuela's oil reserves, yet they couldn't be bothered to consult Congress. No, why would they? Who cares? Who cares about Congress? And I posted and I said, let's not forget, Chevron and Exxon also have made commitments to help power AI data centers, which with Trump's Genesis mission will need to move fast if they wish to achieve this admin's ambitious goals. This is a post from 2024 saying big oil wants to help big tech power artificial intelligence data centers. And Trump signs executive order launching AI initiative being compared to the Manhattan Project. Now, if you recall, we went through this AI Genesis mission a while ago. Did I have this pulled up here? We went through this in November, I believe, and they had a pretty insane order here. They had a pretty ambitious task list. Task list? Is that the word? They had a pretty ambitious list of tasks to achieve. So by 60 days, they wanted a list of the challenges. This was from November. 90 days, they want a full inventory of federal compute network storage for Genesis. 120 days, they wanted the initial model plus data assets, plus a plan to ingest more data sets, other agencies, academia, private sector. So they're just like collectivizing all the data that the, not even just the government, but academia and the private sector has into this AI control grid. And by 240 days, they want to map all robotic labs and automated facilities across national labs. 270 days, they want to demonstrate initial operating capability on at least one challenge. So basically a little under a year from this. So by summer of 2026, they want to have operating capability on at least one challenge. So they want to use this functioning AI for science loop, right? They want this in less than 9 months, and they want to be able to demonstrate its capabilities. So I think that, and I said this last 2 weeks ago, whenever it initially happened, I think that was largely what the push was for. I think these AI data centers take an enormous amount of energy, and they need more of it. They need oil. They need to go and get the oil from Venezuela, which Venezuela is playing hardball with us and whatnot. They're looking at China, whatever. You know, there's a lot of problems there politically. I'm not denying that, but I think that this was the major problem. People want to say it's good for us, it's beneficial for us. I don't know how it's going to, I don't think it's going to benefit us at all as people, as the populace, as American citizens. I think it's going to be pushed and forced into the AI sector to get this grid up and running in the next, at this point, 6 months. We got all these oil refineries down in Louisiana, I think some in Texas, that are perfect for refining this type of oil that Venezuela has. And I think they figured it'd be much easier just to get it right from the source, refine it ourselves, and put it towards the energy we need for AI. And in the aftermath of the Venezuela coup or regime change, whatever you want to call it, I saw Alex Jones posting propaganda. He's sweeping for the U.S. federal government. He's saying the corporate media is refusing to cover Venezuelans celebrating around the world. Yeah, we put this out there after this happened to say, look, guys, it's actually a great thing. And he says there's a total news blackout. No, there's a total news blackout because it's bullshit, dude. And you're posting a clip from the Argentina World Cup, which got flagged. It got flagged on X, and he didn't even take it down. This is 13 days later. He still hasn't taken this down yet. Look how much they love it. Look how much they love that we went in there and just totally bombed the shit out of them, took their president. Look, they love American imperialism, right, guys? Don't we all love American imperialism like this? Isn't this great? And there was so much, I don't know if any of you guys saw this on X, but there was so much propaganda, honestly, both ways. You know, you see the anti-Israeli stuff too, because I don't know, you know, and even the Maria Machado, I don't even know if she's going to be instilled as the next leader, although she gave Trump her Nobel Peace Prize, which is weird.
He deserves it.
What? Not only was Alex Jones posting it though, but Nick Shirley was posting it as well. Nick's video happened in Miami. Wait a minute, the MSM lied to us again? Yo, guys, the MSM, the mainstream, lamestream media is lying to us. No, I think you're lying to us, you fucking crazy person. Who the hell are you anyways? Who is Nick Shirley? Does anybody know who Nick Shirley is? He made one video about Somalians in Minnesota, and he's like the guy. If there was ever a plant, I mean, it's like this guy is right there, right on the nose. World Cup style celebration. He even says it. World Cup style celebrations are erupting all across Venezuela at the moment. Congratulations to the people of Venezuela. Yeah, it's because it was the World Cup, dude. The more and more, I look at the political grift sphere, whether it's Candace, whether it's Tucker, whether it's Nick Fuentes, whether it's Alex Jones, the more and more I'm realizing that, yeah, I think all these people are paid off. And Tim Dillon talking about Peter Thiel trying to get people to come over for dinner to talk about culture and media. Clavicular recently saying that too on stream. Hey, I got a call from Peter Thiel. He wants me to come over to talk about culture and media. Is he just hitting up everybody? And if he's just hitting up everybody, it's like, how many of them took the call? It's no longer I'm taking the call from Israel and I'm going to kiss the wall. It's now I'm taking the call from Peter Thiel. Sweep for the almighty technocracy of America. And RT says, Fuentes' map of USA annexing Mexico and all Central America is hated even by his fans. He posted this on Telegram and I saw this and I thought, dude, how often does Nick get ratioed? Especially on his Telegram. He posted a picture of the Technate of America. And this was outlined. This is something, this is not new. This is not some, Technate of America. That sounds crazy. This was talked about in the Technocracy study course by Howard Scott in the 1930s, who Elon Musk's grandfather was a part of. He was a part of Technocracy, Inc. And we have Nick Fuentes here, the man himself, the man who shakes his fist at the establishment. He's posting the cover of the Technocracy study course. Can you guys see that? And what do you see down here? What is this? This is Venezuela. And more recently, what's that? Oh, it's Greenland. It's interesting. We've been talking about wanting to acquire Greenland. Now, they haven't made moves to acquire Venezuela just yet, or, any of the Central American nations. But this is falling right in line with this. And maybe there is an element to where they don't need to invade these countries. Maybe they already have, there's enough control over them as is. But it's just very strange to me that Nick would post this on his Telegram. Posting this picture after he sits there and shills for this administration, to me is like a red flag. And on top of it, his merch site is being promoted on X as well. He has ads on X. I think that he probably took some sort of deal with Elon Musk at the bare minimum, probably more like Peter Thiel. And he's just shilling for this. He's shilling for technocracy. So what is the technocracy, right? What does this say in the Technocracy study course? The end products attained by a high-energy social mechanism on the North American continent will be A, high physical standard of living, a high standard of public health, a minimum of unnecessary labor, a minimum of wastage of non-replaceable resources, an educational system to train the entire generation indiscriminately as regards all considerations other than inherent ability. A continental system of human conditioning, right? And what did we saw in, what was it, where they talked about the definition of technocracy is social engineering, right? They're essentially trying to impose a totalitarian technological system onto humanity to get them to change their behavior, change their minds, and fit into the system that they're creating. It's encroaching. That's what it is. It's encroaching upon you. It's no longer, we have to get a dictator to come in and slam down the gavel and march you all into camps. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. We're just boiling the frog slowly. And we'll just eventually, it'll just consume you and you will fit into the system. We will force you to fit into the system. The achievement of these ends will result from a centralized control with a social organization built along functional lines, similar to that of the operating force of any large functional unit of the present, such as the telephone system or the power system. Oscillatory operation at a high load factor demands not only functional organization of society, but a mechanism of distribution that will A, ensure a continuous distribution of goods and services to every member of the population. B, enable all goods and services to be measured in a common physical denominator. C, allow the standard of living for the whole of society to be arbitrarily set as an independent variable. And D, ensure continuous balance between production and consumption. These last two are crazy. This sounds crazy to me. Allow the standard of living for the whole of society to be arbitrarily set as an independent variable. Ensure continuous balance between production and consumption. They want to make sure the amount of energy that is being used is equal to the amount of consumption. It's this ultimate control is what this is. This is ultimate full spectrum dominance of technological control. Yeah, ultimately it is pushed as a economic system, right? And a price system. that doesn't rely upon arbitrary value of the US dollar, but rather energy output and consumption. It basically was theorized right after the Great Depression, and it pushed and it propelled this Technocracy Inc. movement. Elon's grandfather was a part of and actually got arrested in Canada for being a part of because it was a threat to national security. And then he moved to South Africa. Do they talk about population control? You betcha. So we're going to move on to this part. This is the features and the requirements of the Technocracy. It says, 1, register on a continuous 24-hour day basis the total net conversion of energy, which would determine A, the availability of energy for continental plant construction and maintenance, and B, the amount of physical wealth available in the form of consumable goods and services for consumption by the total population during the balanced load period. Balanced load is just, we want to make sure that the amount of energy, it's all going to be denominated not in arbitrary dollars. It's going to be based on how much energy it takes to create the thing. And it's almost like, in some sense, I think there could be a sense where the people say, well, is it even worth it to create something like that? Is it even worth it to allow people to travel outside of a 15-mile radius? Like, no, the amount of consumption you're using here is not worth the rub, right? It's not worth it. By means of registration of energy converted and consumed, make possible a balanced load, right? Amount of energy converted and consumed can make possible a balance. What if your natural life is, yeah, you do drive 20 minutes a day, and that's your general energy consumption when you go into work and you coming home, maybe you work nearby, right? Maybe you go out here and there, and that is your allotted energy consumption. But what if you say you want to go and take a road trip to California, to Boston, to go visit family in Tennessee, right? It's like, are they going to say like, no, that's too much consumption. We have to weigh this out. We have to allot you the correct energy credits. You don't have any ability to go and do what you want. It's all based on a top-down kind of hierarchical impressing upon you. It's a, what did they say in 1984, right? It's a boot stamping on your face forever. That's what this sounds like to me. And it's going to be run by the scientists, the engineers, the experts of this technology. And in fact, you're going to have really no way to even understand what the hell is going on. I mean, we're already kind of in a sense in that. Most people don't know how their phones work, but they're beholden to them. Most people could not tell me how a car works, but we're beholden to them. You know, we offload our autonomy onto these technological devices. And in order for us to keep them and maintain the lives we have to offload our understanding of these things to other people, to the expert class. And they will tell you, and they will create and curate and fix and tinker with the devices you use. Provide a continuous inventory of all production and consumption. Look at that. You will be allotted what we give you. Here's your food credits for the month. Provide a specific registration of the type, kind, etc. of all goods and services, where they're produced and where they're used. Provide specific registration of the consumption of each individual, plus a record and description of the individual. There you go. Number 6, allow the citizens the widest latitude of choice in consuming his individual share of continental physical wealth. Well, that's great. This is universal high income, as Elon puts it, right? This is universal high income. Somebody tells you that, hey, we're going to give you the most continental wealth, but you have to give over all of your individual liberties to us, and we'll give you universal high income. And you go, that sounds good to me. Number 7, distribute goods and services to every member of the population. Well, that's great. That's great. They're thinking about us. Whew. Someone at work just showed me her new ring that measured biometrics, and I think Bluetooths it to her phone or something. She was showing me all the features, and all I could think was, oh, heck no. No more mood rings. It's biometric rings now, right? But all this to say, this is the cover of the Technocracy study course. This is what's in it, talking about totalitarian control. And Nick Fuentes is posting the cover of this on his Telegram. So I just have I think that's the play. I think that this revealed a lot. He's absolutely being bought off by the technocrats. And if people can't see that, then I'm sorry. And I think similarly, I don't know if Alex is absolutely bought off by them, but posting fake propaganda on X and leaving it up for 13 days is crazy. Was he kind of trolling? I don't care. I'm sick and tired of the irony bro shit. We don't actually say what we mean. We're all fake. We're all irony pilled. We say what we want. And then after the fact, after I see your reaction, I'll switch and say I was just being ironic. I don't give a shit. He posted this. I'm taking him for his word. That's what he means. I hate this stupid crap that we're going to go and play like meta irony to where you're saying it in a tone that's ironic. And when people question you about it, depending on their reaction, you can take it one of two ways. Well, no, man, I don't think that we should blow up the Senate. We definitely shouldn't go blow up the Senate, guys. And people go, wait, what? You're saying that in an ironic tone. No, I actually mean that we should not blow up the Senate. And you go, oh, okay, thank God he actually doesn't mean that we should go blow up. Oh, okay. And then in another scenario, go, guys, I totally mean, and it's like, you never actually, this is just like snake ass behavior. Like, just tell us what you mean. And if you're posting this on Telegram, I'm going to take it as this is what he means. And this is what he wants. It's 6D chess. It's 5 million D chess. Okay, great. That's awesome. But then you never actually get to the heart of what these people believe.